Hey everybody, it's Dana from the Run Eat Drink podcast at runeatdrink.net. Happy Thursday. We are almost there. We've almost made it to Friday, which means that it is that day. It is week 5, day 2 of the Galloway Easy 5K program that we're going to be doing. And I am your host and fellow runner. I'm your running buddy, Dana. So I'm glad you guys could join. I see people starting to drop into the chat. Please say hi, say who you are, where you're at. If you're running, that'd be great. I'm just out here having some high quality sparkling H2O before we get started. And it's going to be a little bit of a warm one. We are still having the summer heat as would be expected here in May in Florida. And I'm here in sunny Southwest Florida. Today's run is going to be a 20-minute run with a 3-minute warm-up and a 3-minute cool down, bookending it. So really, really simple, easy to approach. And our interval today is going to be, yet again, 5 seconds of running, 25 seconds of walking. Nice and simple. So, hey, Kevin, how are you doing? Welcome. Glad you could jump in for a minute. What are you going to have to do? Let me know. But yeah, I've been hydrating for a little bit as I was preparing. I got my running shoes on, got the dogs walked, hopefully got them nice and tired out so that I can leave them in the house. When I try to juggle the dogs and the camera, it's a lot to do all at once. Hey, Rhonda, how are you doing? Thank you for jumping in. So yet again, we are on a 20-minute easy run, easy interval. We're about to get started here. I think I got enough juice on my watch here to do it. So I've got it all programmed into my Garmin so that I can do it and know when my run segments are going to be. So let's see. Week 5, day 2 is what I'm looking for. And that's going to be a total of 26 minutes on the road, counting the warm-up and cool-down. So I'm going to get one more sip. Oh, hey, you know what? It could be a whole lot worse. I mean, right now we're having a bit of a dry spell. The official rainy season started here, but we haven't gotten it yet, although the meteorologists here in Florida are saying that our rainy season is probably going to start this weekend as the wind coming off of the Gulf meets the wind coming from the land side. So you'll start to see us get back to a more normal afternoon pattern where you could just about set your watch by the rain. So I'm going to go ahead and get us started. We got a nice 3-minute warm-up to do. Running warm-up / shoulder workout as I'm holding the gimbal. But I hope everybody's having a great day. We're starting to head into the weekend. It's going to be hopefully a glorious weekend for everybody. I'd love to know if anyone's got any runs planned or training planned, or have you gotten all of your running out of the way, and are you planning on exploring and indulging now that you've accomplished your running goal for the week? Let me know. Drop it in the chat, because I'm living vicariously through you. I'm going to be flying solo a good bit of the weekend because Amy's got to work through the weekend. So 7 a.m. run is still scheduled for Saturday morning, barring any unexpected rain that we might get. But Amy, I think, might have to get up ahead of me to knock out her long run. I think that was her stated plan, to do that before she goes to work. So we're about a minute 20 into the warm-up. The warm-up's just to get the blood flowing. You know, if you've been sitting at the office all day long, maybe you've been mostly sedentary, a brisk 3-minute walk before you start doing your running intervals is a great way just to get the blood flowing, get yourself ready for doing the intervals that we're going to do. You know, nothing crazy. Hey, Katie, how are you? How are you? Driving home from work and listening. Excellent. Eyes on the road. Be safe. Be safe. Weather permitting, going to do your first run in 4 weeks. All right. Hey, 20-40 is a great interval. That 2-to-1 ratio is really quick. Gives you a good amount of time to recover between. And I'd be curious to see how it feels for you. Let me know when you start back and do that. And you know what the beauty of that is? If it's too easy, you can change it up on the run, listen to your body. If it's too difficult, back it off. You can absolutely do that. And you know, something I haven't really talked about is that you can change your intervals mid-run. You know, as conditions change, maybe you start out having a great feeling, and then maybe as the run goes on, it's just not there. You can change that interval. So there's no harm in that. So, like I said, on previous chats like this, the walk interval is 1 footfall every second. That's what I'm going for on the walk, and then 1.5 to 2 on the run segment. But you're still not killing yourself. If we were running next to each other, we could have a conversation, and you're not huffing and puffing. I'm sweating because it's still pushing 90 degrees here. And feels like temperature is probably over 90 degrees with the humidity. So ding, 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 weather bell. Yep, I love it about the app too. It is very easy to use. And we are taking the screenshots, the images you guys see that we post, showing you what the interval plan is going to be for the day. That is taken straight out of the Lolo Galloway Easy 5K app. And you can adjust it on the fly. I love their music feature. I think that is just the slickest thing. If you have ripped music or non-copy protected music on your device, it will, bunny alert, he took off. It will speed the music up and slow it down depending on which interval you're in without making your music sound like chipmunks. Super, super motivating. And I used to, when I was a real diehard iTunes music nerd back in the day, I used to have an app that would go through your library and it would listen to your music and it would calculate things like beats per minute, which was really nice to be able to create playlists based on tempo. Really, really cool tool. I don't remember the name of the app, but as we have moved, you know, kind of away from ripping CDs, because that's not what the kids are doing these days. I haven't sought out any other tools for doing that. Okay, here we go. Another bunny alert. Right there. Oh, there she is. Hello, bunny. They're adorable. And they're everywhere. There's another one. Good grief. This one's electing to hunker down and be motionless to hide from me. So, anyway, if on the off chance I miss you in the chat, this person backing out is not seeing me. I don't think they see me at all. All right. There we go. I'll probably have to play catch up on the interval there, but that's okay. We do have some elderly neighbors in the area too. I don't know how you miss the big guy in the kilt, but they do sometimes, which is why I tend to favor the lighter colored shirts. Whew. Well, Katie, I hope you had a great day at work. Kevin, if you're still in the chat, come on down, man. As you can see, running by here, there's plenty of lots for sale and some houses that are built on spec. Florida would love to have you. We're constantly trying to recruit people. Heck, you didn't have to move here. We're just trying to recruit people for visits. Well, it was so great to get to visit with Josh, who came down to see us. And the beers we had last night were items he brought to us all the way from Chicago. Like Chicago breweries. Whew. All right. Let's see. We have done, as of right now, we've done 13 running intervals out of 40. So we're doing good. Uh-oh, this thing says, thinks I tried to type. If I shake the phone too hard, it triggers the undo typing. So, sorry about that. One day. Can't blame you. It does take some adjustment when you get down here and realize at Christmas time, you don't have the appropriately dressy shorts for Christmas. And you have things like cold weather flip-flops. It's legitimately a thing. Cheryl! Hey! Taking a break from running. Here, hold on, I can't read. So I will be living vicariously through me. Not a problem. It's a nice and easy 20-minute one today. We're having a blast. Feels good to get up today. I was in a mostly sedentary situation most of my day today. I had to do a lot of reading and had just to sit and focus. So I'm lucky I have a good office chair with good support, but it's amazing how tired that makes you feel. Need the Canada-US border to open. I didn't know that was still closed. Good to know. I agree. They absolutely need to reopen. Come on. Whew. We're gonna go past this house up here. It's one I've been showing you guys a little bit as we go. They're getting down to the point of doing interior work, it looks like, and roofing. Not this one, that one right there. So we started this just 5 weeks ago, way more incomplete. That lawn was not that green. It's almost ready for move-in. Kevin, that could be you. And remember I talked about the palm fronds in our trash company that does our municipal garbage pickup. Palm fronds are a never-ending battle. All these palm trees, as you can see. All right, so we're officially halfway through. Feels good. Getting a little bit of a breeze, which I'll take. Never gonna complain about that. Oh, but what I was gonna say is, in spite of the fact that I actually have a really good office chair with a nice lumbar support, nice back support, when you're sitting for a long time, you just don't realize how that saps your energy and contributes a lot to that feeling of lethargy after work, where if you get home, if you're like me, you go, if I sit down, I'm not gonna move. That's me. I'm really bad about that. Hey, Rob, how are you, sir? I only got in 2 miles this week, and I won't be able to get in any today. Oh no! I'm sure you're getting in some miles in the truck though, right? All right. One thing I also like to do when I'm running, I like to try to be very mindful of posture, bounce, and whether I'm coming up on my toes or the balls of my feet, and that contributes to my bounce. And I just noticed right then had a good bit of bounce. So you gotta remember, keep it smooth, keep it level, make the turnover nice and quick. So yeah, I think it's the multitasking sometimes gets me. Okay, did you hear that? That's somebody's big exotic bird, like a macaw or a big parrot. Down here, it's kind of funny. We have wild parrots called Quaker Parrots. I don't know that they're actually eat oatmeal or come from Quakers, but that's their name. And they're an exotic species, but they have established themselves. There's another big bunny. Anyway, if you go to our beach here, we have about a 300 yards long beach. For a city of 400 miles of canals, we have remarkably very little beach. We're mostly a boating community, so you get down there, you have about 300 yards of beach. You have a great pier that you can fish from, a marina, a yacht club, and a beach restaurant. But if you park down there, you hear the squawking and you see these flocks of these Quaker parrots, and it looks so tropical because they've done great landscaping and stuff. And you see, whoops, hold on, there we go. But yeah, it's really contributes to the look and the aesthetic. And then now what we're getting, we have iguanas that have made their way here, really from the south, and now they are completely established in town. So if you live on a canal, it's pretty common to see them sunning themselves on your boat dock or on your seawall. And they're harmless. They're plant eaters, but they get big. They get 5-6 feet long from tip to tail. And some of the photos are pretty great, but it feels very tropical seeing that. Like, that's the kind of lizard you don't mind having a run-in with out in the wild. Now, our native lizards, you kind of want to steer clear of them. The gators, invariably, if you have an area where there's gators, you'll see a sign that says, "Don't molest wildlife." And it's always a funny one when you see the image, because of course everyone's inner 12-year-old starts laughing and imagining that scenario, but it's actually the verbiage from our state law. Because what happens sadly too often here is transplants come down, they see they have a gator in their canal or in their lake out back, and they start feeding it, and you end up with the gator associating food and people. They lose their natural fear, and bites can occur. So that happens. Hey, Andrea, welcome. You just finished. I'm behind you. I'm virtually behind you. I have like 8 more segments to do, and then the cool down. So I'm so glad you're able to get it in. That's awesome. It's a warm one here. Hopefully maybe you got a little cloud cover where you were at today, because it's a little warm. I think I'm going to forego my water stop real quick, knock out the last bit, and then I'll finish up and have water with you guys right there at the end. And if you could hear the chime, my Ring doorbell detected the person outside being me. So sorry about that if it was super loud. Not my intent to blow your ears out with a door chime like that. Let's see. Hope there are some areas where you can accidentally cross over. I'm sure there are. Something tells me that people in border states probably take a wrong turn down a dirt trail from time to time. All right, we are at 35 out of 40 segments for the 20-minute run. Here we go. Man, yeah, you just forget. You get sucked into doing work. You're sitting at a desk, especially if you have something you have to focus and concentrate on. And for the longest time, I used to have my Apple Watch tell me to stand up once every hour. And I got to where I turned it off, not because I didn't like that, but because it would very often catch me at the absolute most inopportune times, telling me to stand up and walk. So I disabled that feature. And I probably need to re-enable it. I think that's the whole point of the feature, and I missed it. That went right over my head. Okay, oops, I missed an interval talking, sorry. There we go. Shut up and run. Part of the whole point of this is to illustrate that we don't want, even in this training cycle here, we don't want to be going so hard that you couldn't converse. Whew. All right. However, I do think I might bring like a head wrap or a cap next time just to cut down on the sweat a little bit. I know that's really attractive. Sorry about that. Last running segment. And I probably owe one, so I'm going to do 7 more seconds or 7 more steps. All right, here we go. Very nice. So that's 40 out of 40 segments. That means we did 20 minutes total. 2, 1, cool down, 3 minutes. There you go. So this cool down lets me get the heart rate down. I could go grab my water and sip on that while we're doing it. I think I will. I know, I threw my Squoosh in my range bag. I have our outdoor gun range we go to is out in swamp country in Hendry County, and it's in there. And I didn't think to fish one of Amy's out, so that's my fault. But it is a great tool. I've had guys at the gun range go, "What is that?" So I now know what to get people at the police department for little Christmas stocking stuffer type things. Whew. Okay. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, the Squoosh Band is this most ingenious little thing. You can wear it as a wristband or around your hand. It's got a little strap of nylon and spandex that is then connected to maybe a 2-inch by 2-inch square of padded terry cloth that you can use as a sweatband. And you can put it on the back of your hand and just wipe the sweat from your brow. You can also slip a little bit of coffee money or emergency money in the little Squoosh Band part, which is really convenient. They're great. Wish I had invented that. So, let's see. We got a minute left on the 3-minute cooldown, and we're done. That's it. Again, I hope that as we've been doing this, everybody is looking, watching, and going, you know, this is approachable. This is not intimidating. I can do this. Because you absolutely can. There's no question in my mind. Of course, all caveated with see your doctor to make sure you're fit for exercise. But yeah, you know, it's not anything that somebody who's generally of good health can't accomplish. And then, of course, you know, our motto is once you accomplish, it's time to explore and indulge. So typically, you know, this would be a time for us to go find a local eatery after a run and find a place for a great craft coffee, craft cocktail, or craft beer, because that's how we roll. But because I am flying solo, as evidenced by no Amy anywhere to be seen, and you are stuck looking solely at my ugly mug, I actually thought ahead, and today we were fortunate enough to get visited by a local food truck that we have had on the show before, King's Tacos and Burritos here in Southwest Florida. And they came to the police department and were serving up lunch in the parking lot. So I got us vegan burritos for dinner. So that's in there. So when Amy gets home, those get reheated and we're good to go. So, what did you guys think? If you're new to running, if you haven't done this before, if this is your first foray, what has your experience been since we started this 5 weeks ago? Have you found this to be something that you feel confident in doing? Because that's the goal. I really hope that we're achieving that for you. And I hope that you're seeing, gotta stop the watch. I hope that you're seeing the results that we're wanting to see. Now, I've been running my mouth here for a second. Let's see how bad did that mess up my time. Oh, not too bad. We finished. We did 1.73 miles total distance with an average pace of 15 minutes, 43 seconds a mile, which puts us 17 seconds faster than what we need to do to stay ahead of the Disney sweepers, the infamous but delightful balloon ladies. They are wonderful. I've actually interviewed them on the show. One race, I actually ran back to talk to them and then ran up again. So they're just as sweet as they can be. Yeah, Rob, you know what? It absolutely is. And that's the whole goal, is to get that uninitiated runner to just try it and get off the couch. And don't fall into that trap. If you're not one to wake up and go work out before work in the morning, what I'm hoping to do is encourage people to not get home from work, get the work clothes off, collapse on the couch, and then stay there for the next 4 hours. Take 30 minutes like we're doing here and just do a little bit of movement, a little bit of a goal, and make that goal something that's very, very reasonable and very attainable. 16 minutes a mile usually won't win you, a medal in your age group. But like I said, for a Disney race, it'll keep you from getting swept. And that's ultimately the goal. So, we're going to do this whole program. We're going to do the 5K at the end. We're going to see what that time is. And then, we'll talk about it maybe on one of the lives and figure out if we're going to do the faster 5K next, or if we're going to go straight into the 10K. Maybe we'll stay at the 5K distance a little bit longer because, with Amy, we've been talking about it, and it's, we jokingly are saying that this is going to be the year of the 5K for her as she's coming back from the surgery and, strengthening her knee and getting it where it needs to go. Now, I mentioned it on the podcast this week. The new episode is up in the feed. And if you listen to that, I mentioned in there that I'm ordering her a Bosu ball for home. That wasn't me acting or playing. I think it arrived. In fact, I know it arrives tomorrow, assuming there's no delay in the Amazon order. And I have a mockingbird that's very angry at me right now, and it's like eyeballing me. So I may have her do an unboxing of it and let you guys see that. A lot of people are very familiar with it. Some aren't, come to find out. And it's a neat tool, great for developing balance, developing strength and supporting muscles. Some people refer to it as medieval torture device if they had plastics back then where they could do inflatable balls. But it is actually a really cool tool. So it's one of those things we're adding to the home gym that we're slowly starting to put together. So it's going to be, it should be pretty funny when she sees it. So anyway, I'm going to head inside. I got the dogs in there. Amy should be, I think, let's see, what time is it? Yeah, Amy should be driving home. She might even be in the chat listening. I don't know. But she should be driving home and going to get her home here for some vegan dinner tonight. And I hope that you guys are having a great night or have a great night and had a great day. And thank you for joining me here. Our next run is Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time, weather permitting. So as long as it's not storming here, I'll be out here pounding the pavement with you guys, and we will have a post in the social media feed showing you what the total distance is going to be for that. And the listed interval for that is going to be the 5:25. But like we've been saying over the last 4 weeks, and we're going to continue it through this week, you don't even have to run the long run. We're just going to do that distance as a brisk and energetic walk, because you can walk the entire length of your long run and still get the benefit. It's just about getting the total distance in and total time on your feet. So get ready for that on Sunday or Saturday. Tomorrow is Friday. It's a rest day. Get your rest. Or if you're going to do some other cross training or other running or other workouts, do that. But join me on Saturday, guys. So looking forward to seeing you. Thank you so much for joining me. Rhonda, I will say hi to her, of course. And I'll talk to you guys really soon. Good job.